Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to FishTown here in City Skylines. It's been a long time since I last loaded this save game, and I thought, you know what guys, today would be a good idea to take a little trip down memory lane and we revisit the town of Fish, aka FishTown. Now, if you guys remember this series, let me know in the comment section down below and let me know what your favourite memory of this series was. This series was solely based around when they dropped the Industries DLC. And that you can kind of now build your own oil kind of companies or companies. And one of them that they implemented was the fishing side of it. Which, when they brought the fishing one out, it wasn't technically a company you could build like the oil and the ore and so on and so on. It was a little bit different. And when that DLC dropped, it sparked the idea of your boy creating a Soul Nation based on catching and selling fish. And this is what the series resulted in. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of revisit it and see what issues are occurring that I no longer, or I kind of gave up on. Is there traffic? What's going on? It's also fun to see how I used to build stuff back in the day. Not saying that I'm a pro builder, but I like to think that as time goes on, I do slightly get a little bit better. So it'd be interesting to see where I kind of went wrong. I think I built this series. Well, it's a tropical island, and it was the first time I found out that we kind of really struggled where we had no outside road connection. It was the first time I realized you kind of do need a outside road connection. You can't really base everything off ships because it gets quite difficult. But this is also a series where I didn't have the more vehicles mod, so we're kind of limited to how many ships could come in and so on and so on. But here it is, guys. Please, if you want me to revisit older series and older cities that I built in the past, let me know by smashing that like button down below and subscribe if you're new around here so you'll be notified when the next episode does come out. So here we are. Tropical Paradise. Well, at least it was before. Well, you know how it goes. This was literally all based on, we build a huge fishing industry, and that is what the money we use from selling the fish is what we then use to build this paradise right now. It wasn't a huge series because we're limited by land. I think it's actually the smallest population in any series that I've built so far. You could say Dead End's a little bit smaller, but we haven't quite finished that series just yet. So here it is. Crab Harbour is where we have our industry. There is so much going on over here right now. So much going on. Look how many little harbours and docks there are just on each kind of pier section. So many. They all kind of floats around. There's all different warehouses and fish factories and farms and stuff like that. There is just so much going on. And you can see the amount of traffic is ridiculous. We tried to implement some type of train network. It didn't go too well. So many vehicles trying to head in and out. It's all over the place. But I built this whole series before I learnt about lane management. Before I learnt about kind of redirecting and creating shortcut routes and all that kind of jazz. You can still argue I still don't know nothing about those things, but yeah, there we go. We first started with Carperton. Our first town is where it all began with our first set of residents. Our first resident was P.S. Dixon. That's why we renamed the park that. And it was just humble beginnings. We eventually grew into a little bit of a touristy kind of commercial district right now. And that was our first harbour where our first peeps came in. From looking right now, it doesn't look too bad. Now, I really wanted not to build highways in this series because of how small the islands were. I didn't feel like we were going to get to the population size or the demands for highways. Oh, was I ever so wrong? Yes, I was. Which is why you can see this main whole section right now has a 4-lane road tearing through the whole middle of it. That was meant to be our main dragger road. And even though it's really handy, some people, if you don't remember, I had to kind of build a highway underground. Yeah, I know. Shocking, mate. Shocking. You can see there's a little bit of an issue there and whatnot. But it wasn't too shabby. I think it pops up. Actually, where does it pop up? Hold on. There. At this roundabout there. I know. Amazing building work. We'll get onto that a little bit later anyway, but we created our very own rockfish park over here, which is our very own nature reserve, right next to all the garbage and water and sewage and all that kind of jazz. I don't know why. You have to drive past it to get to the good stuff. We created our little Squidward junction because it looks kind of like a squid, which is beautiful. And then we started to progress over to the other islands. We've got over here the Humpback Island, but it's more residential, more commercial, all that good stuff. We had the university, which I think has just kind of leveled up, I believe, around here. And again, more jobs in IT industry. This is like more relaxed living, but like if you had money, you lived on Humpback Island. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And then we have over here, we get the Belmont Heights and Mulberry Square right now, which we kind of didn't really finish it all off because at the time, I was pushing boundaries with the game and the PC I had at the time. And I couldn't really do much more. The amount of ships that we have was killing me off. But it's crazy to think how much we've progressed right now and how the mods have made the game so much more efficient. It's a weird one. It is really, really a weird one right now. We got a little beautiful zoo over here too. This is the tourist side of it. This whole island is based on tourism. Hence why we've got the airport over here. Custom built airport, might I add. Custom built, boys. Custom built. Which is a little bit ridiculous. It really is. The cargo airport over there. And when I figured out that we needed an outside connection, because the game was struggling to... the islands were struggling to survive, waiting for so many ships. It was really, really bad. It still waits for so many ships right now. I built this huge stepping stone highway and train line. Now, I did all this manually. If I was to do it right now, we've got like beautiful mods to kind of link up all these roads and get it all connected. But I don't think I did too bad of a job. But I do remember over here having to do this little loop. Because for some really weird reason, vehicles come in, they do a loop, and then go back out. These are just the guys that want to, you know, enter and leave. You know, just the generic traffic that kind of drives across your region. Really weird. And the train jam that we have as well, because we had one outlet and inlet for train lines to come in. Crazy times. It was crazy times back then. So it's nice to reminisce. We got a beautiful little canal tearing through the middle. I thought that was like a really, really cool thing. And that's where... Is that the first time I used cul-de-sacs? I think it might have been. And then over here we had another fishing industry with the Fish and Ships Island. Hilarious, Soniac. Freaking hilarious right now. All set up as well. But it's nice to reminisce. But I think it's time we check out the nitty-gritty. The weird stuff, the stressful stuff, the stuff that probably I wouldn't do these days. That's going to be the interesting thing. So, first things first, traffic. Now, when I show you the traffic, you're going to see the underground highway as well. Oh my goodness me, there is so much stuff going on right now. So, the underground highway is just here. You can see it tearing through the vehicles underneath. We had then a really awkward system. Not proud of this. I would never do anything like this now. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to talk about it. It comes out to around about here. I just don't want to talk about it, okay, guys? Which tears down to here where there's an outlet just there. There's an outlet just here. It also takes us from... There's one here that's not even connected. It goes all the way to here, which is a really weird connection. Up to there. We have bridges that kind of tear through the middle, down to here. I know. You ain't got to tell me, guys. You ain't got to tell me right now. Oh, my goodness me. It's shocking, isn't it? It is shocking what I was getting up to back in the day. And this is because it was that was all implemented really, really late in the series, solely down to the fact that I was dead set against having highways. And everybody was going to, you know, transport and transfer themselves via boat. When I realized that was not working out. I mean, if I was to do it right now, I still wouldn't implement highways. I would have set up a better kind of public transport system and whatnot. But I think I was just too impatient back in the day. I think I was just too impatient. And I kind of went a little bit OTT. But yeah, it's so weird kind of seeing it all now. It really is. This industry down here is ridiculous. Actually, what was the traffic flow in here? So 76%, considering that some of the road networks are really, really terrible, and the fact that it's all islands with heavy, and I mean heavy industry. I reckon 77, 76% there. That ain't too shabby. Now, public transport, we got nearly 7,000 people using public transport, and the big one is the trams. I don't know why I chose to have trams being the main. You can see the purple lines of the trams right now. I don't know why I chose them to be the main kind of form of transport. I mean, they just kind of add more traffic to the system. But you can see how they kind of float around, and we kind of really did utilize them. You can kind of see how the individual loops all connect to one another, which is really, really cool to see. Consider that this is an island. Not even 800 people using boats. You can see the boat lines going across right now, which is also, again, pretty cool to see too. I like it. I love this though. This is one of my favorite things that I built. The canal system that kind of divides the island, where this then really does become an island, so, you know, on its own. I mean, they're all islands anyway, but you know, I made an extra island basically by doing this in the middle. But just imagine living here and this, like, you know, big beautiful canal behind you. So good, so good. So when it comes to our industries, then we're making nearly 100,000 in revenue just from solely selling fish. 50,000 expenses, almost 50,000 in profit. We're almost 50-50 on the expenses to profit right now. That's good profit margins considering. It really is. These guys are screaming out that there's not enough buyers for the fish. We gotta make even more exports and stuff like that. But that's the downside to it. Limited for space. Can't really do much about claiming more land and kind of building a little bit more crazy. We got these little systems on the go where we are trying to export. But again, that's the whole reason why we implemented the road going out. So there was the ability to import, export that way. We had the cargo airport. We got like loads of ships coming in. But even that, we probably still need so many more ships. What is the vehicle? So we're nowhere near the vehicle capacity of the normal standard game of 16,000. So that's pretty cool to see. Even though I've got the mod enabled for 65,000, so that's kind of crazy anyway. Right, let's go through all this then. So, education levels. Oh, there's a lot of highly educated people right now. We haven't got the capacity. Well, just about got the capacity on the elementary school, if that. Nowhere near the capacity on high school. Even university, we're nowhere near it as well, considering we got a big boy university over there. That's really interesting to kind of see. Happiness is pretty high apart from the commercial. They're not too happy there. Now, where would that be? I suppose it's all... yeah, there's a few died around. I kind of get it. I get it. The average health right now is 77%. Okay. The deaf care is looking all good. Elder care and child care. I don't think I implement... Oh, no, I did. I can see the stuff is implemented. Yeah. So they live to the ripe old age on average of 76. That's actually not that long, is it, to be honest with you? Oh, that's looking pretty good anyway. So not too bad. Traffic, is there any stuff where I can fix it? The trams don't help us. I will be honest with you right there. I'm not too sure what the... Oh, these guys are crisscrossing right now because it's two lanes merging into one. It's really awkward. It really is. We have junctions here, but then there's trams crossing, which is not a good idea for us. This island's not too bad. All the mayhem and chaos revolves around this side of things. Which, there's just so much going on. They all want to go left, right, and centre. That roundabout's ridiculously crazy. I'd just rather not talk about it, okay, guys? I'd rather not talk about it. Pollution. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of pollution in the industrial areas anyway. That's just how it works. And a bit there. This is also pretty cool too. The fact that we were able to, you know, have this whole system set up here and have not that pollution did require a lot of mods, not going to lie to you. And then we've got the noise pollution, which, again, not too bad. So this should be pretty standard stuff. Wow, little forest over there. I'm surprised with the amount of areas that I didn't kind of build within. Like, you know, there's areas here, there, and everywhere that I could have added more stuff to. I just kind of didn't. I think also, was this before I kind of started using the super demand mod? Or did I choose not to use the super demand mod on this? Because it also could have been, you know, down to the fact that I kind of ran out of demands at the time. Interesting. A little bit of oil over here. Lots of greenery and stuff like that. A little bit of farming land, but didn't use any of it. It was solely all fishing, which is interesting. We've got the outside connections, showing us where that stuff goes. Land value, really high. It's going to be. You're in a tropical paradise. It is what it is, right, guys? It is what it is. And then tourism will be an interesting one as well. So tourism. It's not as high as you think it would be. You'll think because it's a tropical paradise, people want to come, but I don't think tourists understand how amazing this place is. But then again, there's not really many places to kind of go, is there, to be honest with you? City attractiveness is 78%, so we could always do a little bit more. A little bit more. And these were the fishing side of things. Anyway, you can see all the shipping routes. You can see here is when I kind of designed them all nice so nobody crisscrossed one another. Here I just kind of gave up. And then I was like just doing straight lines. You can really see that I just kind of gave up at a certain point. I got fed up of building fish lines. I really did. I really did. But yeah, we've got some anchovies here. We've got a lot of shellfish. Did I get any tuna set up in the end? Any salmon did I start collecting? There's a little bit of salmon around here, but it wasn't enough. It was mainly based out there. So that's another thing as well. I'm surprised I didn't try to kind of, you know, catch all types of fish. So that's really kind of shocked me. Is there any tuna on this map at all? I don't think there is, guys, to be honest with you. I don't think there is. See, I don't think I even realised that or paid that much attention, to be honest with you. Interesting. Very interesting right now. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It really is. It really is a little bit of a weird one. So many boats, so many crazy stuff that we did just to kind of get this all working. But it was a beautiful time. I really enjoyed it. The football stadium, they won a few games. They're facing Las Vegas. That'd be hilarious. It said Lost Wages from Dead End. That would be hilarious. Oh, damn. But I do kind of miss this series just because it's so different to many of the series I've done. It's just a tropical paradise. We had a theme around it. It's kind of like heavily based like on the old oil town where you build a whole city off the industry of oil and whatnot. But just bring a tear to your eye. It really does. It really does. If there's any other series or old cities that I've built in the past, guys, that you want me to kind of revisit to check out and see how they're doing, I think out of all the ones that we've kind of revisited so far, I think FishTown is the one that still holds up. Yeah, it has a few problems here and there, but it's still functional. It's still rocking and rolling. It's still going. There's not. I mean, if you was to slowly start trying to fix some of this stuff, it wouldn't be too difficult. And again, if you want to be able to get the save game, guys, it's on the Steam Workshop as well. You just got to search in. Either check out the last episode of FishTown, where the link's there, or just simply search Steniac FishTown, something like that, onto Steam, and you can find it and download it. But good times. Good times. No one wants to use the airport. It's a shame. It is really a shame. But yeah, very good times. And I think on that note, guys, we will end it for here. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, smash that like button down below. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, good.